So last night I was invited by the Grand Theatre to go and watch Gary Clarke's company, should I say, with his amazing storytelling of Detention. Now, if you guys can go and see it, please go on the Gary Clarke Company's website, look at the Detention and look at where it's touring. It is the most amazing storytelling that I've ever seen with lyrical dance. Like, it was beautiful. Now, if you don't know what Section 28 is, like myself, I am an openly gay man and I had no idea what Section 28 was until I realised that Gary Clarke was coming. I wanted to see a bit of a backstory, so I'd seen that he'd done 2 other shows in the past that unfortunately I'd not been able to see. Section 28 is a law that Margaret Thatcher put in place, and in 1988 this law basically prohibited homosexuality. So basically it was to basically push homosexuality and homosexuals back and basically be private. So if you had a job and you had some homophobia, you couldn't go to your boss because they couldn't help you. If you were getting bullied at school, nothing could happen. They weren't allowed to help you. So in places that you needed someone to help you, you couldn't be helped. And this law was there for till about 8 years ago, which again, I had no idea. So it is a massive eye-opener of what was going on in 1988 for homosexuals, what they had to go through, what they dealt with, not in just their own lives, but also around them. And this amazing piece has been created by Gary Clarke, where it shows what happened in those days. Also in the lyrical piece, it also talks about and shows the switchboard. Now, the switchboard is still going. I'm sure Gary said that they've been 50 years. I think he said, I could be completely wrong there, but I'm sure he said 50 years. He does a Q&A at the end of the show, which I'll talk about in a second. But the switchboard is still going. They are a massive support for the LGBTQ plus community, and they help a lot with telephone conversations that probably people can't have with friends or family. And I think Gary was lucky enough to be able to take some of the stories and the call logs from the switchboard, and he's been able to put them in this. So during the show you do hear from the switchboard, and he has a guy on stage that will read call logs, and as harrowing as they are probably the most empowering thing to ever listen to. It is so beautifully done. He has a dancer on stage, and they'll be doing this lyrical dance that, you know, like, and you are watching them, but you are listening to these stories, and it's gut-wrenching, and it is very, very emotional, and it's probably I've never seen anything like it. I probably will never see anything like it again. It is so beautifully done. And like I said, at the end they do a Q&A, so it was an amazing time to hear stories from them on stage, to people in the audience. Everyone in the audience wasn't all gay. There were parents, partners, straight people. Like, it was just a community of everyone. So it was really, really nice to hear questions that you probably wouldn't necessarily ask, probably, and they were answered amazing by Gary and the people on stage. He also used some professional dancers, and he also used 5 non-professional dancers from Blackpool, which again, it was showing that he will use people from the community, from that town that he is visiting. Again, you couldn't tell the difference. They were absolutely phenomenal. Like, it was so, so good. So yeah, if you get a chance to go and see it, please, please, please go and see it. Go on the Gary Clarke's website. There is the Detention tour on there. It'll tell you where it is, but also it has a backstory of Detention, what it's all about, and it also shows you how he did his research and how he got to make this beautiful thing about Section 28. And yeah, please, please, please go and see it. Gary Clarke, you are incredible. So thank you so, so much for making this amazing work of art. Thank you.